I blew up a faceless YouTube channel in just 3 days using AI, and here's exactly how you can do it too. Now, before we jump into the video, let me just quickly show you the exact channel. So here we can see we started this channel on the 15th of March. Then first video like 400 views, 500 views, then again 500 views, and then this channel absolutely blew up, as you can see here, with the highest day of 95,000 views. And then in the first 15 days we already got monetized and started making money with this exact channel. And in this video I'll show you exactly how you can do this too. Now, before we get started into the video, for the people who don't know who I am, I'm Stefan, 23 years old, currently making between $30,000 and $40,000 a month, constantly starting new channels, as you just saw. Then I've made just $42,000 with just 2 videos. I've scaled the channel from $0 to $48,000 in 30 days, and I've helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing. For example, here Martins, we've helped to make $31,000 a month single month. Here's student absolutely blowing up his channel. Here another student, $12,000 a month in a single month. Here one, okay, I actually have to remove this, but like $23,000, almost $24,000 in one single month. Now, if you are interested in getting the same results, check out the first link in the video description, book a call with me, and we'll have a look if it makes sense to work together or not, and if we can potentially scale up your channel to this as well. Now, with that being said, I would say let's get into the video with the first step. All right, so the first step is obviously always choosing a niche. Now, if we go ahead and choose a niche, before I show you guys how to choose a niche, let me tell you guys exactly how does a good niche actually even look like. So we have some criteria when it comes to choosing niches, and especially choosing good niches, because that is why we blow up channels, because of good niches, right? So there are under 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there is high demand and low supply. This is probably one of the most important things when it comes to YouTube automation, and most people just don't know that, if that even exists. Most people that start YouTube just think, hey, I'm just going to post good videos and I'm going to make a bunch of money with YouTube. That's not the case. Like, YouTube is a little bit deeper than that. All right. We will always want to look for high demand and low supply. Now, the second thing is there are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers, which is super important, because in most cases, if they are channels with 100,000 subscribers, there will be a bunch of channels failing, and we don't want any channels failing in that specific niche, right? Then the niche is not older than 6 months. In most cases, if a niche is older than 6 months, we will see channels with over 100,000 subscribers, and we will also see a bunch of channels failing. This is, by the way, the biggest indicator of high demand and low supply, all right? Then I can create better content than my competitors. Now, this can also just be, longer content, all right, that we can create. I'll show you guys a bit more about this in a bit. But yeah, then am I actually interested in this niche? This is not a must. As long as you build a team that actually has interest in the niche, then is the niche monetizable? If not, you can't make any money in that niche. Then huge bonus if you can actually post long videos. Very simple, because with long videos, you can obviously make more money because you can place more ads on the videos. Very important. And I mean, this is extremely important. Give yourself enough time to do niche research, and do not rush this process. If you're going to rush this process, you're going to do this whole process twice. All right. Now, let's actually jump into how exactly to do niche research. So what tools would I recommend for niche research? I would recommend Nextlev, just like €13 a month. I'll link it in the video description. Super awesome tool. I'll show you more about Nextlev in a bit, but super awesome tool. Then vidIQ, the free plan is more than enough. Now, what we use to do niche research is a dummy account. Maybe some of you guys have heard of that. It's the most legendary way to do niche research in 2026. Now, this is basically an account we only use for niche research. Now, the YouTube homepage has changed for our advantage. YouTube got extremely good at predicting at like what we actually want to watch. You will see that if you go to your YouTube homepage, you will see a bunch of videos or bunch of channels that you haven't even subscribed to, you know, where YouTube is going to push out their content. But not only that, trust me, if you click at, for example, one video about YouTube, YouTube will start recommending more and more and more videos exactly like that one. All right. And we can use this to our advantage to train the YouTube algorithm to only show us faceless niches on our YouTube home tab. All right. Now, instead of explaining this whole process, let me show you how you can do this. And once you have your dummy account set up, you can literally find endless niches with it. Now, this is how my dummy account looks like. I have multiple ones of these, but this is how one of my dummy account looks like. So I just call it like niche research, or you can call it anything. And on my dummy account, we can just see faceless channels all over the place. Right? You can see it's all just faceless content, faceless, faceless, faceless. Everything is just faceless. Now, how do you set an account up like this? So what you would want to do is you open up a brand new account, right? I'm just going to like demonstrate it in incognito now. So you can just see how it would look like. You would be signed in, but this is how your homepage would look like. Then you can literally look up anything, biggest houses, just as an example. This can be anything you are interested in. So it can be history, it can be anything. All right. Then you come here to the search bar and you scroll down and you look for faceless content. Like, for example, this channel here, where we can see, okay, this video is faceless. We click on this video. Whoops. We click on this video. We just let this video play. We subscribe to this channel. We like to the video. And then we just go to the sidebar here again and we look for the next faceless videos. Like, for example, this one. And we just continue this for quite a while. So let me just do this. So yeah, let me have a look. This does take a little bit of time and patience, but once you've done this, like it gets super, super easy. So here, just as an example, 36,000 views, 25,000 subscribers. This is already a channel that we can open and have a look at. So here we can see this channel is actually doing pretty well. So 2.5 million views with just 30 videos. Now this would be, just as an example, a channel I would actually have a look at because videos are pretty decent, like in length, and they seem very easy to create. Thumbnails, super easy as well. So let's actually copy this. And then we go to our YouTube homepage here, or to our YouTube account here. So I can just quickly show you guys what you can do with NextLev. So with NextLev, just as an example, you can now here see, hey, the channel is monetized. So that's at least already very good. So we know that the channel is making money. Then here we can see this channel is getting 500,000 views a week, which is also super, super good. Then we actually go ahead and we click on analytics. All right, because now we can see like, hey, okay, this channel is, you know, this is the RPM. This is how much this channel is making, all of these things. So you can see this channel is making $12,000 in the last 30 days. Now, if we look at this channel, actually, we can see that this channel is not even old. It's like 1 month old and it's already making $12,000 a month, which is super, super good. So this would then be something where you would say like, hey, okay, can I create the content? Like, can I create longer videos? All of these little things. And if yes, then you jump into the niche, you test it out. So you would obviously go here into similar channels, just as an example, and look at like, hey, how many competitors are they? All of these things. But one thing for the competitors, don't stress it too much. If you change some little things, then you will still be good. All right, let's have a look at this channel. If it's a direct competitor, this is this one that we just looked at, Trip for You. Let's have a look at this one. No, it's not the same. Let me look at this one. Probably also not the same. This one is pretty similar, but it's not the same, right? So if we go now here and we actually go ahead, let's copy the most popular title. So we click on the most popular video and then we just copy the title, paste it into the title, into the search. Usually we find some more channels then. So here we can see, no, wait, there are more channels doing this kind of content, but the thumbnail style is different. So sometimes like literally changing up your thumbnails can be massive, right? Okay, so this would actually be something pretty decent. So we'll just keep it here on our homepage while I'll show you like here on the, let's look for some more niches. Let me quickly finish up this one first. All right, so once we've done this for a while and we actually clicked here through a bunch of niches, we can go back to our YouTube homepage. And on here, we can see then faceless, 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 everything is faceless, right? And that is exactly what I did on this exact same YouTube homepage. And if I go through here, as you can see, it's even giving me small channels. And this is why I would highly recommend you guys to have Next Level, because now you can see the subscribers and you don't click on big channels, right? So here's again a small channel doing very good. American food history, doing very well. I've actually found this morning. Then they are here just as into the canopy. Another channel. Here, this one did very, very well, 2,000 subscribers. This one absolutely crushed it, all right? So this is how you do niche research. It's not the most like kind of complicated thing. I always say like once you kind of found a niche once, it gets easier and easier and easier as you do it, all right? So it's really not the most complicated thing. It's just something that you have to do for quite a while and do a lot of it. And trust me, you will find very, very, very good niches, all right? Then we go. So now we have our channel right here, which we are actually gonna, is it this one? No, let me actually go back to the channel. All right, so we're actually gonna kind of replicate this channel here right now. Now, what we do for that is we need video ideation, all right? There are a bunch of different ways to kind of do video ideation when it comes to, finding video topics. Now I'm going to show you how to do video ideation with AI or with ChatGPT, which is cool. It works pretty well. But I always say, only do that if you can find any very, very good video ideas on YouTube, because something we always want to look for is proof of concept. All right. Always look for proof of concept. Okay, so let's open up ChatGPT very quickly, and then we're actually going to copy this prompt. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to insert a screenshot of the most viral videos of that channel, then pretend you are a YouTube guru and a Faceless channel expert. Write me a prompt to copy this style of video ideas. I want a perfect ideation model. Write me video ideas based off these outliers that performed well on their channel. Target clickbait CTR, and write me the exact prompt to give ChatGPT. So we're going to copy this, going to paste it inside here. Then we're going to come to this exact channel. We're actually going to make a screenshot of the most popular videos. So these ones, then we're going to post it in ChatGPT again. And then we're going to send this off. And this is kind of how we're going to use now ChatGPT to kind of ideate. And you will see, we're almost going to use everything. We're almost going to do everything with just AI. All right. So here it's kind of giving us the prompt or writing us the prompt now, which we can then give back to ChatGPT. All right. You can do this with Claude. You can do this with Google Gemini. You can do this with anything. All right. So let's shoot this prompt inside here and let's see what it's actually going to give us. All right, so sometimes it's giving very good stuff, sometimes it's not so good. As it's going here, guys, keep in mind, if you are interested in working closer with me and maybe also getting your silver play button as we did with Martin's, or here with Tyler, or here, we scaled this channel to $8,000 a month, then check out the first link in the video description. Book a completely free call with me and we will have a look if it makes sense to work together. And yes, so yeah, dangerous places, top 10 places on earth humans were forced to abandon. Pretty cool. And if we look at these titles, they pretty much the same. All right, very same structure. So here again, top 10 locations so dangerous, even governments banned them. Then here, top 10 oceans that can swallow ships in seconds. Super cool. Top 10, 15 deadliest natural traps on Earth. So let's actually go ahead with this exact topic right here, which we are now just gonna save down here. So we're just gonna save this topic. Then we go into script writing. All right. This is also something you can do with Claude. You can do it with Google Gemini. You can do it with ChatGPT. I'm just going to stay in one platform for now to show you guys the process, all right? As I said, you can do this with literally any software you want to, all right? So what we're going to do is we're actually going to just replace this, all right, with this here. Boom. So the prompt is very simple. Here is a faceless YouTube automation niche I want to copy. Pretend you are a professional scriptwriting guru and genius. These are the best performing videos, so we can replicate their success and virality. Using the script I'm going to provide you as a reference, write me a prompt to give ChatGPT to write me a script, but for the topic. Here we have the topic. Make sure it's insanely optimized for AVD and viewer retention and flows the exact same as the reference I'm about to provide. Make me the prompt and also include the script in the prompt. All right, so we're going to copy this. All right, going to paste this into ChatGPT. Then we're going to make a screenshot of the most viral videos again. Boom, paste it into there. Then we're going to copy the link of the most viral video on this channel. So copy link. And then we're going to go to YouTube transcript. All right, you can just literally use any YouTube transcript software that you can find. Like anything that works for you does not matter. Then we're going to copy this. I'm going to go here. Going to paste the transcript here, and then we're actually going to send this off, and now it's going to analyze the script, and it's going to, give us a prompt to then again prompt ChatGPT to write us a very good script. All right, so in the meanwhile, I'm just going to open very quickly something I am going to use in a second, which you guys will absolutely love. All right, so this is now, did it already give us the prompt? No. Bonus done for you script output. Let me have a look. Okay, so here we have the prompt, which we will use in a second. So here, bonus done for you script output. Here's ready to use script in that exact style. Okay, so it's actually going and writing the script, which is quite cool. Now, what I would usually do if I, for example, write the script, I'll give it the script and I'll let it write like 500 words at a time. I know with here, for example, what's it called? With Claude, you can write a bunch of very long paragraphs all at once. So let me just copy this. Boom. Boom. All right. Okay, then we're gonna just go down here. Now write the script. Here's the reference script, which we have to add inside there. Boom. All right. Just gonna add it inside here. It's gonna, add it at the top. But here I'm gonna say just that it's attached. All right. Now write the script in full. Let's say let's say just as an example, 1,000 words at a time, and write in total 3,000 words. Now 3,000 words is going to be 20 minutes. All right, just as an example, 3,000 words. Yeah, that's what we're going to post. Wait, I just have to say write all numbers in words. All right, and we're gonna send it off. All right, let's see what it does. Sometimes though, AI messes up. All right, there are places on Earth where entire cities did not just fade away. They were erased not because people stopped caring, not because life simply moved on, but because something went so catastrophically wrong that staying was no longer an option. Imagine walking through a neighborhood. Okay, so this is awesome. Here, number 10, number 9, number 8, number 7. So this is then our script. This is how easy it is to write scripts these days. Now, something I can recommend to you, that if we start to write a script, like for example here, we would always go ahead and click here and click on deep research, because then you can actually make sure that there is actually deep research that is being done. So your script is going to be way more accurate. All right. So this is how we write the script. So once this here is done now, we can just say continue with the next. Okay. So here, just as an example, it did now not do like, it did not write, like it literally wrote everything in 1,000 words. So you have to play around with it a little bit. Sometimes it's a struggle, but that's just how AI is. So yes, then for the voiceover, you guys have to know that 11 Labs time has come to an end. Now, with using 11 Labs and any AI voiceovers, we always want to make sure that we want to use voices that not everyone uses. All right, we don't want to use voices every single person uses. It's not good. All right, but what we use is GenAI Pro these days, and I told you you will love this one. So we use GenAI Pro, right, to generate voiceovers. This is super awesome. I'll link it in the video description below. Now, why we use GenAI Pro is because here we can get 1 million credits for $22, right? So once you're logged in, you literally go to labs, and then here you can then choose a voice. So you can select a voice right here, and then you just literally go ahead, you paste your script, you paste your script into here, you generate your script, and you're good to go. Let me just quickly show you guys some of the voices just to show you guys how they sound. So let's say, for example, here, this one, give me a second, boom.
There are usually a couple ways to approach something like this, but the right one depends on what you care about most. Speed, clarity.
Let me use this one.
You ever get that feeling like today's the day everything clicks? Yeah, let's go make something amazing happen.
Like, and it's super good. You can like literally change up the voices in a bunch of different languages as well. Pretty easy. So if you want to dub channels, this gets super easy. All right. So GenAI Pro is awesome. Something I have to say is that not Next Level, here, 11 Labs does have a little bit of a better quality voices, but GenAI Pro is more than enough. Like, we constantly use GenAI Pro. Then for video editing, this is actually the only task that cannot be done with AI, in my opinion. All right. AI is not ever going to be as good with video editing as normal editors are going to be. Now, I know that there are a lot of people probably around you guys as well that do videos completely with AI. Trust me, inauthentic content will in most cases get up to you. All right. You know, from all of the students we have, there's not one single student who got demonetized for inauthentic content because very easy. We do YouTube the traditional way, and that is going to be the safest way of doing YouTube. Like, it's always going to be safe, in my opinion. Right? Okay. Then for the thumbnail design, very easy. So for this channel here, just as an example, what we're going to do is we're actually going to, recreate these thumbnails because we don't want our thumbnails to be too different. Reason for that is very simple. All right. And I would recommend you guys to actually go ahead and hire a thumbnail designer who can create you very similar thumbnails, like, for example, these, but not too exactly the similar, right? Now, we want to change up some things, but not everything. Reason for, very simple. We don't want to change what is working in this specific thumbnail. Right? We want to, like, if we create our thumbnails, we want it to have a very similar style. So this is a bit more like confusing and difficult if you go into a niche like this. But if you go, for example, into a niche like this, where we have a bunch of patterns in the thumbnails, as we can see here, it's kind of the same thumbnail style over and over and over again. Then it gets way more easy to know, like, okay, this is what is working in this specific niche. All right. In this niche here, it's more extreme stuff, which is cool, works very well. But I would, if you go into this niche, I would highly recommend you to get a thumbnail designer and always make sure that it is something that is a bit more extreme, as we can see right here. All right. Then what we do with every single niche we get into. So let's say, for example, we would go into this niche right here. Then we would actually go through a niche testing framework. And this is a framework I follow with every single niche I actually go into to avoid spending money on videos that will never ever work. So how this works is very simple. We do our niche research. We choose a YouTube account. So either a new account, a personal account, a aged account, a pre-monetized account. Most of you guys will probably know what these accounts are. So a new account is just brand new. Personal account is just a account you've been using for years and years. Then aged account is just a very old account. Pre-monetized is a already monetized account. What we do then is we actually choose not 5, this changed a little bit, but 10 to 15 video topics. All right. We can do this with ChatGPT, but we can also find video topics manually on YouTube. Let me know if you guys need help with that. Then I'll cover that in a YouTube video. So then we write the script with ChatGPT once we have the video ideas. Now, very important that the video ideas need to be good. All right. But yeah, script. We write with ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever you want to use. Then for the voiceover, we use 11 Labs or GenAI Pro. Like I said, I'll link it in the video description. For the editor, we use freelancers. Now, I would go ahead and hire a freelancer team that can do very broad videos, because I like to go for niches, just as an example, which are very simple, right? So I would hire a freelancer team that is not too expensive, can do very broad videos, and you can then use them. For example, we pay around about $15 to $20 per video. All right. Now, the cool thing is, if you work closer with me, you actually get access to our freelancer teams. All right. Then for the thumbnail designer, you can either use a freelancer or you can do it yourself. If you have some experience, do it yourself. If you have no idea how to create a thumbnail, then I would highly recommend you to get a freelancer. Now, even if you have a freelancer, you will still have to go and make sure that the thumbnails you create are actually going to work. Right? You don't want to tell the freelancer like, hey, just create the thumbnail. You need to go and do the research into the thumbnails. Now, what we want to do is we want to, our video length should be 1.5 times longer than our competitor videos. Very easy. YouTube is a business, right? They want to make money, and they want, to make money, they need to keep people on the YouTube platform. Now, to keep people on the YouTube platform, if you create longer videos, in most cases, it's very easy to keep people on YouTube longer than your competitors do. So that means YouTube is going to push you more. All right. Then for the thumbnail and the title, we actually want to use the similar thumbnails and titles to our competitor channels, but not one-on-one copies. Very important, because if you do one-on-one copies, YouTube is going to give you a very hard time, because YouTube is first going to push your videos to the hardcore fans of that niche. And if they've already seen that kind of thumbnail style or that exact same thumbnail and title, they will not click on your video. Very simple. All right. Now, once we have this here on point, we then actually go into the testing frame, or into the testing phase, where we start posting. So we post, skip, post, skip, post, post, skip, post. Now, I want you to be a little bit inconsistent with the posting in the beginning. I know it sounds weird, but YouTube, they kind of want to filter out completely AI channels and human channels. So you want to be a little bit inconsistent with the posting, especially in the beginning. All right. Until something gets traction, then you can start posting more consistently. Now, what you're going to do is one of two things is going to happen. Either you will see, either the channel is going to blow up, right? Now, once this happens, then we post more videos, right? And we need this to happen before we reach the 15 video mark. All right. Then we know, okay, it actually makes sense to continue posting in this niche, and we continue to post videos. I see too many people that post like 100 videos or something and never take off, and that it's just because some niches are just oversaturated. And we test the niches with this to avoid spending thousands of dollars on channels that will never work. Now, in scenario 2, where nothing happens and it's just a straight line and nothing happens, and we posted 15 videos and still nothing happens, we don't continue, right? So we don't continue to post, but we leave these videos here on YouTube, because sometimes the channels pick up like months later, which is super funny, but yeah, happens. Now, reasons why a channel might fail is first because of the niche, because of the video topics, because of the packaging, because of the video length, or because it's a bad channel. Now, I always want you to go back and try to understand, why did a channel fail, all right? Because then you can improve on the next channel. Because in case of the channel failing, you're actually going to start with niche research again, and you're going to follow this exact process until you have a channel that is winning. And trust me, if you do this, you're going to learn way faster than anyone else. You're going to have a running channel way faster than anyone else. All right. Now, for the guys who are interested in, me helping you guys with all of this, check out the first link in the video description. We'll book a call, and we'll have a look if I can also help you to get monetized in like 20 days, or even here, hit your first €171 a day, or here, completely blow up a small channel, here, get monetized super quickly. Yeah, check it out, book your call, and then we'll see each other in the next video.